Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 4. And since last time, I went out and I went back to Baron, and what I chose to purchase was 2 bandanas and 2 Kenpo robes, or Kenpo suits, depending on the translation apparently. And I'm going to use these to re-equip Cid and Cecil. Basically, all of the gear that Tella has already is the best wizard gear he can get, and none of it's metal, save for the silver arm guard there, which we'll be replacing with the ruby rings. But since I'm not in the cave yet, and apparently I can't land over there, I don't need to equip all that stuff just yet. We have to find another way over there. And the one place in town I did not visit last time will explain that. So let's go and do that now. Get out of the way. Damn stupid people in this game. Always getting in the way. The last house we can go to. Oops. This is a black chocobo farm. And of course the horns unlock the door. Why not? And we get a black chocobo farm. And they smell bad. Well, they're chocobos, they're wild, they're animals, you know, it would smell like any other stable, I would assume. Anyway. These chocobos have been tamed by humans and they can't fly anymore. Apparently black chocobos can fly. However, there are wild ones in the chocobo village to the north. And they can't fly very high, and they can only land in forests. I wonder if we'll need that. There's actually a little passage, you can go up there and talk to all the chocobos and the lady in there. Nothing particularly important, so let's get on out of here. Oop. No. Sigh. Duck. Now I'm making Pokemon puns. Yay! I don't know why it came to my head, but it did, so why not? So yeah, I'm pretty much equipped with most of the stuff that I want to have. Yang already has the bandana and the Kenpo robe, and so yeah, pretty much everything's set up. The only piece of equipment that I needed to buy was a couple of Kenpo robes, a couple of bandanas, and let's put these guys to sleep. Okay, let's not put them to sleep. Oh, these are the weaker ones. I thought they were some stronger guys. They are not. Let's take out... I think the only new guy is that twin snake in the back there. Maybe these guys are new. Let's kill them. Apparently these guys are new. But yeah, so Yang's pretty well set up. His claws don't affect the metallic restriction in the cave there. So we don't have to worry about that. And so yeah, we've got a new bow for Cecil for that cave, and everyone else is pretty much all set. Let's see if we can find... Well, there's one more enemy. The Kate Sith. No, I want to kill these guys, and what I want to do is I want to get to Tella's turn if I can. Maybe. Maybe not. Come on! That one fell asleep. Let's kill it. And counters with a needle attack. Why not? And use his apparition rod and turn the Kate Sith into a pig. I believe they are susceptible to piggy, anyway. Unless I'm thinking of someone else. Nope. Basically, the Kate Sith can use a blaster attack as a counter. So you want to avoid that, and that blaster can inflict, I think, either paralysis or instant death. So to avoid that, cast Piggy on them, and there's not too much to worry about. Meh, whatever. Yep, can't use your blaster if you're a piggy. Haha. And it fell asleep. Oddly enough, I don't think using physical attacks will wake up sleeping enemies in this game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I remember seeing that earlier on. Gold needle, why not? Anyway, there's, I think, one other enemy in that forest that's new, but I didn't run into him, so oh well. Anyway, here there are black chocobos in this forest. And we can't get down there. Wonder if there's a better way of getting over there. And yes, there's always going to be secret passages all over this place because this is Final Fantasy. And so we get some Gasal's veggies there. And let's see. Some more up here, I believe. And I went too far. If you go too far, you'll run off the edge of the screen there and you'll leave the forest. Which is not what I wanted to do, but oh well, it happened. The other thing I want to do before I continue on... No, what? I could have swore I could go up there. Apparently not. I know there's some more vegetables in here. I guess it's the upper route that I have to take in order to get them. Yeah, there might be some in the middle there, but I'm not going to go hunting for them all. There we go. That's the one I was looking for. And I believe... Is there one more up here? No. Okay. So let's heal up here. Alright. Make sure we're at full HP before we head on. Then use the white chocobo to heal. Let's see. Where's that white chocobo at? White chocobo. There it is. Oh, no, 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 no. There we go. Free MP! Awesome! And we found a black chocobo. And this is that music from last time with the strippers. This is chocobo music, or somewhat like it anyway. Anyway, here we are. Okay, I gotta step one back. Fine. If you get back on the chocobo, it'll send you back to the chocobo village there. I'm just going to equip the non-magnetic gear, and I'll be right back. Alright, all set up and ready to go. I've also changed my party's orientation a little bit, putting Cecil in the back row, and keeping Sid and Yang in the front row to soak up damage. Since Cecil will be using a bow, he might as well stick himself in the back row. He can still deal just as much damage and take less. So, and I threw Tella into the middle slot where his spell should have better accuracy. And we've equipped everyone as follows: holy arrows, great bow, and the bandana, Kenpo robe, and ruby rings. Everyone else is pretty much set up how you'd expect, with bandanas, Kenpo robes, ruby rings. Everyone's got ruby rings, lots of ruby rings all around. And I went with the flame claw and the ice claw because there's some enemies in the next area that are weak to fire and ice, but not really too many weak to thunder. So let's enter the Cave of Power? In most translations, this has something to do with being a magnetic cave. I don't know why they decided to suggest that it was a Cave of Power in this one, but okay, sure, why not? Ah, your weak magic, Tella. Yes, we do. We have that weak magic. His magic, not so great, as I've been saying. Anyway, new enemy, and I'm surprised. That's great. The Ogre you can use Mini on. The Kate Sith you can use Piggy on, so I'll want to get to Tella's turn and use the Apparition Rod. And, let's see here. No, I want to... He's from the back row, so we might as well just shoot at that guy. Yang can take out the back guy as well. And let's see if we can get those guys out of the way there. Yeah, unfortunately, Cecil doesn't really have the mini spell, so he's not too useful right now. Actually, he doesn't get any real debuffs in the entire game. He doesn't get the mini status, which is kind of unfortunate. You'd think as a paladin he would have some redeeming value. I could cast a spell, but why bother? And I'll probably be doing a lot of healing after battles as opposed to healing during battles, just because it's usually a lot easier. A lot of the enemies in here can do quite a bit of damage to you, so you want to kind of watch out for it. Oops, did not mean to attack with you. That's not going to do much. There we go. If you hit the ogres with mini, they can't really do too much, just like the mad ogres from the Eblon Castle there. Very useful status effect. And a high potion. What else do we have in this cave here? Alright, there we go. Those Hell Needle enemies that looked like, oh, well, any of the other Needle enemies. Those guys, they're also susceptible to Piggy. Enough said. Okay, the same battle 6 times every 2 steps. Stop it, game! Unicorn Horn! Won't be using that anytime soon. Level 2! Let's go over here first. Pick up 1 item on this side. That's probably the long way to get here. Oh well. Heather! That's good, I just used one of those too. Cecil ran out of MP trying to heal. And what have we here? Treasure room with Mind Flares. These guys can use a Mind Blast attack which can, I believe, paralyze you? I think that's all it does in this game. And I believe I can either piggy them or put them to sleep. I can't remember which one. I can piggy them. They might fall asleep too, but once they're piggied, they're pretty much useless. And that's a counter, so you do want to try and avoid it, which is why it's better to cast the piggy spell before wailing away on them. But I have patience issues. Heather. And money. I always use more money. Okay. Now that we've cleared that room, let's move on, and maybe I'll stop getting interrupted every 2 seconds and I can form a sentence before I get cut off. Maybe. What do we got here? Useful room for saving. Is there something over here? No. I think this is just a save room, actually. It's so rare to find those. There's usually items in these. Definitely need a tent here. Yay, sleepy music. It's pretty cool how this dungeon limits your ability to do anything. You know, reducing your ability to rely on magnetic gear and making crowd controlling spells really useful really makes this an interesting dungeon to go through. What's even better is the one crowd control spell that's really, really useful is the pity spell, which Tella can cast for free. These guys, these bats are weak to Holy. The succubus, or whatever she is in this version of the game, is weak to Fire. Dracula lady. She's a succubus in most other translations. And these bats are really annoying. You could cast Bio on them, but I don't think it's going to do enough to take them out. Don't think they're susceptible to much of anything, so you can just defend for now. Yang's got the Fire Claw on, so he should be able to do some pretty good damage to the Dracula lady there. Probably take her out in one hit, I would hope. And Cecil's Holy Arrow is doing really good damage to these bats. Oh, it is enough. Good. Look at that. Alright, stop being annoying. These bats are really annoying because of how often they attack and how long that animation is. Come on. Die. Cid's actually pretty good in this area, other than the fact that, you know, his biggest weakness as a character is the fact that he is very slow. He doesn't do too bad in this area. And some more items that I may or may not make use of anymore. Okay. Got that one down. One battle, that is. And let's head in here. What have we in here? We have the Fairy Claw. This is a really kind of a unique one. Well, first time we've encountered one right now. The Fairy Claw is different. It doesn't increase your damage per se, but it increases your speed. And his speed, if you look there, his agility stat, it gives him 3 agility. That can actually increase his attack multipliers. And I said I wasn't going to go into this too much, and I'm not. Basically, every time you get a certain amount of agility, you increase your attack multiplier, which gives you more attack percentage and more physical damage. Same thing with strength, that'll increase that. Your vitality will increase your defense multiplier, which affects your defense and your evade there. And there's an invisible one. Your wisdom and your will, I think, both play off on your magic defense and magic defense evade, but your wisdom stat has a and your will stat, depending on which character it is. If it's a white mage, your will stat will determine your magic attack power. Consequently, if it's a black mage, your wisdom stat will increase their magical attack multipliers and magical damage and all that stuff. So yeah, you can try and play around and equip certain things to give you more multipliers. I think specifically in this case, the 3 agility puts Yang over into the next bracket. He gets an additional attack multiplier. So that's really good for him. And not only that, increases his speed, so he'll go more often. He'll get his turn more often. That, and there's not too many enemies that are weak to ice, so we don't have to worry too much about that. More useful for the fire claw in this area. And what's over here? Oh, here's a new enemy. Oh, that's a nice big battle too. Let's see if we can take on one of those guys. And have Cecil go after the one in the back row. Yeah, they're not too hard. Cecil can usually take them out. I think they're weak to Holy. Or either way, they don't have a lot of HP, so there's not too much to worry about. Cecil, with his arrows, can do quite good damage in this area, especially against some of the weaker enemies. Alright, that one should be done. Hopefully Yang will target that guy. And now we can finish off the ogre. I could use bio, but why waste the MP? I'm wasting arrows instead. Arrows, probably not all that useful, especially the holy arrows. Probably won't be all that useful for the next little while. And that's a lot of damage. Go Yang. Yang can be a real powerhouse if he's exploiting monster types. Oh, that's the other thing, and that's why that did so much damage. I forgot to mention that. His Fairy Claw deals quadruple damage to giant type enemies, which is nice since those ogres are giants. And I'll use another tent. Actually, why bother? I'm just going to heal up off screen since it'll take a while, and I'll be right back. Okay, all set and ready to go. Decided it was probably a good idea to save. I think we're nearing the end of this dungeon. Let's not go in there yet. I think you have to take the long way around, but I could be wrong. What do we got here? Emergency exit. Those items probably not too useful since Cecil has the teleport spell, and he'll be in your party almost the entire time anyway. Anyway, here we have run into the crystal room, and one thing I did not mention going through here is I'm sure you've got potions lying around for who knows how long, the start of the game. Probably a good idea to use some of them throughout the area, just because they won't be too useful in any time following now. They don't restore enough HP to worry about it. But anyway, can we get the crystal back from the Dark Elf? Can we beat the Dark Elf? Anyway, you'll have to find out when I see you guys next time.